Ahoy hoy and welcome to Players and Book, a live play D&D game where we go into existential crises both before, after, and during the game.
Always.
Katie, what you got going on?
Oh, hi! My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. You can find me on all the socials at Goblin Katie. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Why is Judy joining us today?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
It's outstanding! Fussy! So... Welcome in, everybody. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. This evening, I am playing Tallulah O'Draken. I had to parse through some names. Playing Tallulah O'Draken, who is a Triton College of Eloquence bard. But real quick, I want to tell you about something super cool. It's called Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
Whoa.
And it is this awesome idle player game where you have all these amazing and wonderful characters that you get to go beat stuff up as, and it's super fun. And they are kind enough to give us a code. And this week you can get a free Electrum code when you enter Elswig Road. Elswig Road. I feel like that would be a good racehorse name, Elswig Road.
Or it's not a shanty, a ballad, like an Irish ballad.
Ooh,
yes.
Ballad of the Elswig Road.
Yes.
Actually,
I
I'm
love
writing
that.
that down.
I prefer that,
Although-
actually.
Although, to be clear to our audience who may just be listening and not seeing it, that road is spelled R-O-D-E.
Yes.
But if it's a ballad, no one will ever know
ELSESWIG.
that.
That's the, yeah.
Exactly.
Also, if it's an Irish ballad, that means that's probably still a valid
Yeah.
spelling.
Oh, goodness gracious. To the Irish.
Mhm.
I think that's about it for me. Oh, shout out to our
No?
mods, Strike Red Kite and Billith. Mwah. Y'all are wonderful. We appreciate you. Thank
Yay.
you so much. And now I'm going to throw it to Lauren.
And I'm gonna throw it back to you because
Oh.
you've got art.
Oh, I do. I have art. So, we are so lucky that Luke McCay is doing our character art, and this week I get to unveil Tallulah. Yay! She's so cute and perfect, and I love her.
I loved her.
She is everything
So
and more
gorgeous.
that I was hoping for. So,
First thing I thought when I saw it was, man, that's punk rock.
right?
Mhm.
She is the punk rock girl. And I love her. But she is fabulous. And if you have need for anything artistic, I cannot recommend Luke enough. Super, super easy to work with. An absolute delight of a human being. And we're a big fan. So, ta-da! It's Tallulah!
Yay, Tallulah.
If you would like to get your own Luke McCay original piece of art, who I would also recommend because I think he's the best human being on the planet, and I am not at all biased in any way, shape, or form. You can email him at mail@lukemckay.com. I happen to know that email address off the top of my head for no reason whatsoever. Who am I? I'm Lauren Urban, and today I'm playing Fairlow Slout, who is a Tabaxi Tempest cleric who's had a rough day.
Aw.
I mean, let's remember what's happened
Yeah.
today.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It has literally just been today.
Oh.
It's been like 4 hours actually. So yeah, it's
There's a whole
Just
lot of
a
awkward
day.
sea turtle going on right now.
Mhm.
True
All right.
story. Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as dreamwisp.bisky.social, dreamwisp most places, and then dreamwispjen on Twitch. And today I am playing your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid, Rivulet.
Yay. Hi, everybody. I'm Latia Jaquise. It looks like I'm in a new place, but really, I've just rotated my desk. And today I am playing Essequa Havenwright, everyone's studious, dragonborn, blade singing wizard, who is still kind of grappling with what it really means to be a blade singer, because she had expectations, and now there are expectations of her, and she doesn't know what to do about that.
Ugh. I don't
Probably
like that
more
for her.
homework.
Probably more homework, or just take a nap. When you don't know what to do, take a nap.
Take a nap. Oh,
Oh.
so true.
Hmm.
I am
Ahoy,
a big
hoy.
fan of the nap.
I am still Jeremiah Samarian. I'm the one who sets those surprising expectations sometimes. And
Can't
I'd
believe
like
it.
like to go through our credits real quick. Cartography by Shane Peku, cartography by Shane Peku, sci-fi. Maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek Force 6, custom tokens by Shane Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pack Stream, custom world map by Freckles Sketches, and logo by Luke McCay. Also, I have a game over on Start Playing that is nearly full. 3 out of 4 characters are already, or players are already in it. One of which is Katie Downey, playing a
Whoa.
as of
The
yet
Katie Downey?
playing a as of yet undisclosed character.
Ooh.
I'm sure it's fine. There's nothing to worry about. Come play.
And special thank you
What did
again
they
to
put
our.
in Katie's coffee this morning?
I don't know.
I'm
What did
on my
Katie put
second
in
one of
Katie's
these
coffee
today.
this morning?
Ah,
that
yes.
explains
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
You do have. By the way, you do have water when we get the hydrate command, right?
Katie
I'll
pulls out,
grab
like,
it.
5
I'll
more
grab it while the
monsters.
intro is playing.
Mhm.
I just want to thank our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite, one more time, and let's play.
Were
our
you
intro.
almost going to say our therapists?
I mean,
No, that's
This
the
is
rest of
accurate.
chat.
I mean, Fuel! You're killing me, Fuel. All
Love
right,
it.
intro video. Go! Ta-da!
Welcome to episode 23 of Player and
did it.
Book's first campaign, The Secondhand Souls.
It wasn't in
Previously.
studio mode. I just want that acknowledged.
Okay. Previously on Players and Book, amidships. We'll petrol bomb the state. We'll blow away the hate. We'll do it in our minds when we can take the time. We'll build a road from what we know, each taking a part, and now's the time to start. Carry me, the levelers. The second-hand souls spend some time to decide how much they can trust the magician. While this is going on, the magician and the trickster, no, that's not quite right anymore. The poet. The magician and the poet go downstairs and talk about his history. Much is learned and discussed from this point, including the existence of at least one new book with the title The Light That Never Dies. But the school's headmaster delivers a letter to the poet asking her to help smuggle food into the Isle des Ombres, the ancestral home of House Jameau. They learn that the magician is touched by the same narrative magic as the rest of the second-hand souls, and Frolaut asks to be excused so that he and Charles Moriarty can go attempt to break the blockade and deliver food to the rebels. He suggests to the acolyte that the poet might be a good choice for first mate in his stead. The souls talk a lot about their options and eventually decide to scry on the Duke Jameau with the help of the magician. They see Christine Saxton, Pirate Queen. They see Christophe Lemaire, the second child of the ruling house of Brescia. They see a high-ranking member of House Fontaine. They see the real Dominique Jameau. They see Esme Jameau, whose arrest at a protest triggered this open rebellion in the first place. And they, the second-hand souls see that these people are discussing bringing their own personal rebellions together into some sort of rebel alliance. Then the scry ends. But not before the scholar notices that the collected individuals have noticed that they're being spied on. The scholar also would like to sleep in her own bed at least once before heading back out. It is 9:24 p.m. on Dawn's Day, the 22nd of Dreams. The sun is still up and will be for quite a while, and the smell of the dinner that the magician began cooking a while ago begins to waft by everyone's noses.
I would just like to congratulate us that we finally made it to nighttime.
Go
I-
team.
What you
We
guys
survived
smell
a day.
I mean,
is butter, some spices, cooked shrimp, maybe rice.
first off, I did not know we had all that aboard. Second, Essequa, the march of time continues no matter how long this day has actually been.
Yeah, this day feels like it's been about 4 weeks long. Let's be real.
Yes. Some of us, you wanted to go sleep in your beds back at school, which I appreciate. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, but I think we can wait until whatever he's cooking is done. How did we have shrimp? Did we have butter?
I don't think so. Everything that we brought was supposed to be for a long haul, and I do not remember any of that being aboard.
He probably bought it on board himself.
And
How?
I shake my bag of holding. I mean,
Well, shrimp is
shrimp's easy to come by out here.
everywhere.
that's
But
fair.
the
The
other
butter.
items,
The butter's the interesting part. How would he keep it cool? Of course, if you have enough salt in the butter, you don't have to worry about keeping it cool. Let's
Magic?
go find out.
I mean, can I just posit that it wouldn't be that uncommon to magically preserve food, right?
Extremely common. They don't actually have
Okay.
refrigeration in the mechanical sense yet. Most food preservation is either natural stuff
Mhm.
that they've done for hundreds of years,
Honey and vinegar
or
and yeah.
or magical.
Or
I mean-
Cellar on the
it's
south
like Eberron
side.
kind of magicus technology.
Yeah.
You-
Imagine
It's a
there
cellar on the
touch-
south side of the ship that you open a window
Well,
and
you
a
can do it
door
with
and you get a
cold.
nice breeze and a tiled
You-
floor that you pour water on.
You can do it with cold, but high, not even high level. A low level magic solution is gentle repose on food.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a high enough
gentle
level cleric.
refridge.
Yeah, I can create food and water. Now that's hardtack and water, but yeah, I think I would know about magical means of making food. But this is,
Maybe he has a bag of bounty because he can't cook to save his life.
Maybe.
I think Fairlos out loud will say, I think there's several ways that this makes sense. And I don't think any of them are out of the realm of possibility. I think some of them don't make sense for somebody who is not expecting to abandon their ship immediately. So why don't we go find out?
I
I'm
think
okay
that's a
with
good
this.
idea. Aye, Captain. And I go marching downstairs.
As you guys are marching downstairs, you see that. Sorry, one second. Scroll.
Carity?
You see that Carady is currently cooking alongside what is like a wisp of air that's in the shape of a person that also seems to be assisting him as he's cooking.
Nice.
He's got a unseen sous chef.
I love this.
Wait, is it an unseen servant, or did he like summon a wind elemental?
You guys are at a mage's academy. You recognize unseen servant.
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
I love unseen sous chef. Like
I do.
I do
really
too,
like
I
it.
want
yeah.
this
It's
restaurant
kind of amazing.
so
Both-
badly.
I would have
want
been
this
happy either
restaurant
way.
with magical refrigeration and unseen sous chef and like I want to know the
All of it.
Michelin. Okay, I'm geeking.
He
Ladies and
is-
gentlemen and friends and of all genders, like this is your weekly Gen game hook. Get yourself your Michelin starred restaurant in your magical world where you have unseen sous chef, magical refrigeration. Like go do molecular gastronomy in a magical world.
Mhm.
Enjoy.
Yes.
But one thing you
And
guys
see.
see
And scene.
as he is cooking before he turns around to notice you, he puts a hand out and a metal cylinder falls out of a hole into his hand and he grasps it, and then he like hears you guys coming down the
Oh.
stairs, turns around and says, uh, on a scale of dwarven to uh, uh on a scale of dwarf to elvish, what's your spice tolerance?
Give me all the heat.
I did not realize that that was a scale.
Oh, yeah, no, dwarves really, really, really like their spices and stuff. So, sure.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, do you mean spice or do you mean heat? Because I'm learning that there is a difference. I love spices. I don't like heat. So
Oh,
I
okay.
like
Well, you know
both.
what? I have some here. I'll just let you all add it to the finished product as you like it. How's that sound?
I appreciate that. Normally, I'm all for heat, but you know what? Today I've been burned enough. Let's just go for some nice spices.
And this is shrimp seared in garlic butter.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of cayenne, just a touch of it, with rice that is cooked with a little bit of citrus, and again a little bit of some sort of spicy sauce that he's included into it.
Yeah,
It's a
what
very
Why does
simple.
playing D&D always make me hungry?
One of the
It's
most
a-
difficult things about playing in a game with Sumerian is that nothing you eat during the course of the week is going to prepare you for the menu that he's going to lay out in the game, and every bite of food is going to be a disappointment.
It's a very simple dish. It's just shrimp and rice, but
But it's so good.
it is prepared. It seems as though it was prepared by an expert chef.
I'm
Can
And
I
he's
I was just gonna say, while he's still preparing, can I roll to see where the heck that metal can came from? What spell that
Sure.
may or may not have been? I'm
Yeah, roll
assuming.
Arcana.
Yay. Ooh, that's a 21.
Mm.
Um, he definitely pulled it from a magical pocket dimension.
Cool. Love that.
Is he making enough for 5?
Yeah, more
Okay.
than enough for 5, actually. It looks like he's got enough here for about 7 people.
wow.
Well, that would make sense.
I mean,
He
I've
started
got a
cooking when other people were on the ship. Yes.
Yeah, he wouldn't know that Fro had left or anybody else.
I hope you're hungry.
Yes, I could certainly eat as long as it's not too spicy, I suppose.
Oh, then don't eat off my plate. Eat off Essequus.
Okay.
Or we can
well,
get you your own.
I would assume he'd have his own plate. Well, thank you for taking the initiative and cooking. That's very nice.
He does have a stack of plates sitting next to it. He looks like he's about ready to start plating up your food.
So an expert diviner, an expert illusionist, and an expert cook.
Not an expert.
Let's not get ahead
It's
of
just a
ourselves. We
hobby.
need to taste it before we say he's an expert.
Also, this is just a hobby. This is sort of the way of relaxing sometimes.
I'm
Well, it's
going
much
to
appreciated.
wander over and pick up a plate and kind of glance at him and glance at the plate. Are you serving or am I allowed to grab?
You know what? I was gonna plate it up for you, but
Oh,
I
all right.
absolutely don't mind. No, get the amount that you think you'd like. There should be enough here for everybody. So
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little Sherlock Holmesing here. You can extrapolate a whole lot about cultures and communities from their food.
Yep.
You can extrapolate, proximity to waterways, access to trade routes, types of crops, and there's so much you can learn. What can I get from what he's cooking? It may not be necessarily where he's from, because that may not be what he brought with him, but certainly it's a lot of where he's been, if nothing
yeah,
else.
it seems that he does have some experience. Like, certainly has a significant amount of experience cooking seafood. From the way he was talking about it, go ahead and roll an insight check. Actually, let's see exactly to the full degree. There's some stuff you're going to get no matter what, right? But let's.
I love that Jen is doing this because also, like, he's chosen this meal out of the blue, which also means, like, he might have chosen it because this is a dish he knows he can make really well. He might have
Mhm.
chosen it because he knows he had the stock to make enough for everybody. He might have chosen it because, there might be alternative good reasons, not, like
Yeah.
nefarious, that he might have chosen this meal. So,
Mhm.
21.
Okay, so looking at the meal, you notice just about this immediate meal, there's not a whole lot of shrimp in with the rice. So first of all, it looks like he might not have had a whole lot of shrimp to put into this. But there's like it's not bad. It's not a small amount. You're not. It's just not as much as you would have expected if he was really going all out with making this dish. And the inclusion of spiciness, even though he said it's a basic dish without any spiciness in it, is very dwarvish. Dwarves are well known for their almost every meal they eat is going to have some level of spiciness to it. Um, sort of some of that sort of biological. They are resistant to poisons, so in order to really taste a spicy or to taste their food, they like to include a large overload of spiciness to it. And culturally, that's what you can pick up probably from a 21, I would think, and specifically about this meal.
Cool.
quick,
Thank you.
quick sideline. I grew up in Buffalo, where wings were prevalent. We had a family friend growing up who absolutely loved eating the hottest wings you could absolutely get your hands on, and had it so many times in so many places that essentially burned out a lot of the receptors on their tongue just because they'd had so much capsaicin. So they basically could only have the spiciest wings, and that was it because they just couldn't taste anything anymore because they had done it to themselves. It was ridiculous. So I get this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Tallulah will get her plate, and I feel like given growing up underwater and being not somebody who had a wide variety of foods available to her, she's probably like really into flavors and spices and stuff like that ever since she left. So she's like tasting and mixing and loading spices in and just kind of muttering to herself as she does. And she's gonna kind of look over at oh god, what's his name?
Garrity.
Kara.
Kara, thank you. She's gonna look. Oh, I just know how I'm gonna remember that now. She looks over at Kara and grins and winks. I suppose I'm gonna go find some place to eat then. Oh, and she makes up a smaller second plate that has no seasonings or spices that she adds, and does like a little hip or not hip but shoulder thing, and goes and sits at the table.
Fair enough.
Fairlos intentionally, and she's done this before, so you're all kind of used to this. Waits for everybody else to be plated before she plates. It's just kind of she's the captain. She waits for everybody else to be fed before she takes her plate. So I think when everybody else except for Kara has gotten a plate, she comes up, takes a plate, hands it to him, and says, "Go have a seat, and I'll plate up mine and join you."
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I make
And
my
then
plate too.
once everybody is seated, she'll look over and say, "So, who's thinking about going back to the school for the evening, and who's thinking about staying here?"
I would like to go back to the school.
I'm a bit torn. I don't know how to go if I went up there. I mean, I have to finish my classes, but
Well,
be a
that's
bit.
another question. I guess that's another
Didn't
question.
Marlowe say that we were excused from any classes? At this
Until
point?
you're for what you're working on, yeah.
Yeah. I would assume we're planning on leaving, if not tomorrow, very soon, right?
I think probably tomorrow would be a good idea. We've had quite a day. I think some rest before we set out would be a good idea.
Agreed. I don't think anyone needs to stay on the boat, but
I'll keep an eye on it.
I'm trying to decide myself if I want to go back to the school, if I want to stay on the boat. I don't have a good reason either way, to be honest. It's just a gut feeling.
Where would you prefer me to be, Captain?
She gives you a look, and you can tell she honestly, like, it's the blank stare of someone who is trying to figure out an answer,
Mm-hmm.
and she actually looks confused for a moment. Like, she doesn't have an answer. She doesn't have a clear answer about what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothers her that she doesn't have an opinion in this moment. And then finally just kind of sighs and goes, I don't know. I don't know if there's a right answer here. Do you have an opinion?
Well, we know that our ship is being eyed, so it probably wouldn't hurt to have somebody here watching it. That said, I'd like a chance to say goodbye to a few folks and maybe torment His Highness one last time.
Well, I've no problem staying myself. And then there's no reason why we have to leave at first light, so I can head on back in the morning and make a few stops, but there's not much that I'm looking to do except get on my way. Riv, how about you? You got any feelings on it?
No, I'm fine either way you want to go.
Kara, I know you don't have a place at the school, but I'm sure our dorm has a couple free beds if you want to have a chance to sleep in a good bed before being here.
I've gotten pretty comfortable with sleeping on hardwood floors. It'll be all right.
Well, you
All right,
won't
we
be in
need
a-
to buy a mattress while we're on shore.
Well, I see you've got a bunch of hammocks
We do.
hanging up down here. I could probably just take one of those.
All right.
Yeah, you won't be sleeping on the floor while you're here. There'll be a place. Essequa, you gonna be taking your time on the shore, it sounds like?
Well, I'm not gonna take my time. I just want to sleep in my own bed. Like, I have nothing else to do. You know, I've already figured out that I've basically been let go from my intern position. So I just want to sleep in my own bed. As soon as I'm up, I'll have breakfast and come back down.
I think, in that case, I'll go with you. If you don't mind.
Sure.
Riv, what are you gonna do?
Is there a place where I would be more helpful?
Oh,
Well, you're
I-
always helpful wherever you are.
it may
but-
not be a bad idea for you to check in with the professor.
Well, we did check in less than 4 hours.
Oh, that's
ago.
right. What a
It's
day.
been a very long day.
4-week-long day.
Mm-hmm.
Almost feels like a month-long day. Either way, it's a lot of day.
It's a lot of day. But is there any equipment we need to get before we leave?
There was
Well-
something else, but I
Well,
don't remember.
we still had to talk to someone else at the school. Wasn't there somebody else we were trying to talk to at the school?
Oh, Professor Gearsmith.
Right. Well, Gearsmith, and then there was one other person, I thought. Felicity
Um,
Blackwell.
Yeah.
I was gonna speak with one of the teachers, but my answer kind of popped up a little bit ago.
Well,
she's
Rivia-
at the Jumeau estate. Which is
Right.
something we need to talk about. I want to go. I want to go talk to them.
All right.
Take part in the blockade, breaking the blockade.
These are my folks.
Mm.
And as much as she doesn't want to see me, I sort of owe it to Dominique to do something to help.
do you think, as much as you're right, but I'm wary about going there, but we seem to know that they might have access to one of the books we're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'd be able to help us get access to that book?
I think they'd be willing to if once they have, I don't know, honestly. The member of the royal family that was there, I don't really know that much about him. The prince is... They're all the same in the family. They're up here and they don't care, so I'm a bit confused why he's there, if not just to try to sway this rebellion into putting him on the throne, and that makes me nervous. But
Well, either way, I don't know if we can really sway. I don't know if we really want to get deep involved in these politics, but at some point, if we can use this to our advantage to get the book that we need, we may have to do that despite what we think about a bunch of royals.
there's more than the book at play here. And if we go, I need you to understand that.
I agree, but I'm not sure what else we can do against an entire rebellion.
Well, if you have a big machine and you throw a little wrench into the gears, the machine shuts down. And I wouldn't mind seeing this particular machine shut down. It's crushing too many people between its cogs, and I'm sick of it.
You guys have that problem too?
We do. Brescia's
think-
fucked.
I think that particular problem is a worldwide problem that most people have to deal with at some point or another.
Not you guys.
Not like this. Not
It's
like
something
this.
everybody's got to fight against. It's
Yeah, but every time you guys get an authoritarian leader, your vice president just murders him and takes over and holds new elections.
so
We need
far,
one of those.
like I said, you got to fight against it all the time. It's not easy. But if we're going to participate in running this blockade, then what we probably need is a bunch of food to bring with us.
Oh, and the cloaking spell.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, that too.
That would be
too.
helpful.
That would be great.
So, can you make the ship into a person?
Oh, right. We gotta try. You got to cast the Tucky to the ship so he can try the cloaky.
Right, I've done that already. We can't do that till tomorrow.
Oh,
Ah,
I
all right.
yeah, but like we can try it
can
tomorrow.
wait. Can it be cast? No, wrong character. Never mind.
Oh, the
Well-
spell says that I can only cast it once every 24 hours on the same ship.
Yeah, I have another character who has wizard initiate, so I can copy ritual. So I was gonna ask if it was a ritual, but
I'd like to beta test something. Hold on.
Test.
And he
Is that
starts
like
to
the
cast
fish?
some sort of spell. Puts his hands down on the ship, actually crouches down, gets off of his chair, crouches down, puts his hands on the ship. And all of you feel this extremely strange vibration roll through the entire ship.
yeah.
I don't know
And
how I
then-
feel about this.
And then everything seems to be the same. Okay. I think it worked.
The cloak.
What'd you do?
Well, I was thinking, like, if you've already cast Speak with Ship on the ship, maybe it's permanently changed from an object to a creature.
Oh,
Ah,
So what did you do?
I cast Cloak Ship, and the set spell found a target.
hmm.
but it doesn't
So,
look like it from in
What
here.
what
Hang on, I'll be right
precisely
back.
is this spell supposed to do?
It should make the ship invisible from the outside.
All right.
I'm gonna.
I'm.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was gonna just use a familiar if
Oh.
you want.
That's fine. That'd be a lot easier.
Um,
Sure.
So I'm going to just go ahead. Let me just make sure I still have available. Well, we've been kind of. Is what? Are we good on? Well, I think. Sorry, I'm not finishing sentences. I'm fine. I haven't used any wild shapes anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon a. I'll summon. Let's go with a seagull because we are at sea.
Makes sense.
We can
All right.
reflavor a hawk as a seagull if that's okay with you, Sim.
Absolutely.
And I will ask my bird friend to go up and circle and tell me what it sees.
Sure. Do you want
Or
to
I can look through its eyes.
Do you want to look through
either
its
way.
eyes?
Yeah.
That
Warg
would
it.
be the faster way to do it. So it flies up and it's seeing the ship, the masts and everything, and then it gets to a certain distance and kind of turns back around, and there's no ship there at all. Not even a spot in the water where there would be like a dip for the ship to be.
Fantastic.
Interesting.
Wow.
Uh,
Jonathan.
and I'll come back to myself.
I'm
oh, Jonathan. Justice for Jonathan.
Jonathan.
I will come back to myself and say, well, it looks like it worked.
How long does this last?
It lasts for an hour.
Okay.
Also, I will say when your bird looked back down, the gangplank that is currently connecting the ship to the dock is floating in midair. It's touching the dock on one end, and the other end is just floating in air.
That's funny.
Okay.
Is this something you're currently concentrating on and can drop at any time, or is this just an hour
Yes.
and we got it? Okay.
Wait, the ship now counts as a creature?
Yeah, I guess so.
I have shenanigans.
There's a lot
There's
of
so many
shenanigans.
shenanigans. There's so
I
many
can
shenanigans you can
teleport
do.
the ship now.
I mean,
there's so
I
many
can heal the
shenanigans.
ship.
There's a lot of shenanigans that can be done when something is Nistel's magic aura does it very, very simply. So it didn't seem like it would it just giving you guys the ability to do that. Yep.
Yeah. We should probably have a chat at some point about that. Thoughts.
So many thoughts.
I'm gonna read the ship's
but
brains.
Yeah, Snonky can go wild if this is the case. We can nightcrawler the ship around obstacles and away from stuff, and I mean not that far, but
Yeah. Real quick question though: what size category is the ship considered?
It's
Good question.
Isn't that gargantuan? It's not gargantuan. It's the one below that.
Huge.
Huge.
Huge. I'm pretty sure it's huge.
Okay, because that will also come into play with some of these spells that we're talking about. But
yeah, we need
also
to check the size of it.
Yeah.
How many squares is it on the grid?
I don't
Do
know.
you know?
I can turn a grid on right now. It is to scale.
Yeah. Because we can look up like the specifics of
Well,
spells
we can tell
and
because
funny.
based on our There
we go.
Let's just assume from the actual boat part, not the
Okay.
rest. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Let's call it 60 feet.
So it's
I would classify that as huge.
Yeah.
huge. Okay.
Because it's long
Beautiful.
but thin. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna look over at Kara. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna
It's
say
gargantuan, by the way.
Oh,
it
it's
is
gargantuan, not
20.
huge.
Yeah,
Okay.
gargantuan is 20 feet by 20 feet or larger. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
It's all good. I think all of this has swayed Riv's thinking, and I realize that one of the better uses of our time is to set up that ship to ship 10-foot pole goodies that we were talking about, like the extension. I mean, it's like the mind meld port. It's like the Matrix from ship to ship is what we're essentially
It's
setting
ET reaching out to touch another ship.
up. Yeah.
Rivulet.
Ouch. Yeah. So I think that might be a worthwhile use of the time of those of us who were unsure of where to go tonight.
Mhm.
It might be worth doing those modifications to the ship tonight before we leave on our journey, so we don't have to worry about later.
Or if
Mhm.
not tonight, when the sun comes up in the morning before we leave.
Well, and my other thought is there are probably engineers we can call on nearby while we're in port, whether through the school or through the surrounding area, who might be able to help us create some sort of like push button system to make that activate.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over at.
While you guys were at the school, the little frog on your shoulder speaks up. While you guys were at the school, I do remember them saying that there was some talk about getting a new marksmanship teacher who was also an engineer.
Interesting. Well, there we go then.
I
Well-
don't think we need to tell them exactly what it's applying to, since there are people searching for our ship and so on and so forth, but finding out the mechanism to activate an extension pole or
I mean,
something
Yeah.
like that.
Is this then
I'm
something that
gonna point out that I have this bag of holding. I could put a big stick in it and go underwater and just hold the stick between ships and shoot
But-
things underwater with my gun.
But if we can do it without needing you to be available for
Oh,
that,
I see
and
what you're
can do it
saying.
remotely from the ship where one person just needs
Sure,
to
sure.
press a button and the extensions go out, that saves us a lot of.
What if rather
trouble.
than a stick, we used a rope with something attached to the end that would lock on to the other ship, and that way it's not likely to snap
then
or
is it
puncture
going
other
to-
hulls.
Right, because is this thing attached to a rope going to like how is it going to attach itself to the other ship? Like or is it going to be like a plunger, or is it going to be like a harpoon? Because then,
I would go plunger because a harpoon may not pierce that mithril banding that we see on so many of the dwarven ships, and it definitely is going to be difficult for it to pierce a Brescian subnautical ship.
It sounds like this is why we need a engineer and expert, because we want the simplest answer.
Well, then I can ask
Do we know
about
if
it.
a rope works with this? We knew that wood works because the ship is made of wood,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know if rope or other materials are conductors for this, right?
Don't know.
Esquire, you said you know someone to ask about this?
No, I was just gonna say, like, it sounds like this is something that we might want to begin the process of acquiring while we're gone, since we kind of want to leave to go to do what you want to do, Tallulah, tomorrow. So while I'm up at the school tonight and tomorrow on my way back, I could talk to our new marksmanship professor and see if that's something that he can figure out how might best work for us while we're gone.
And we'll just have to jerry rig while we're
I
on the
wouldn't
way.
mind
meanwhile.
meeting the marksmanship teacher either. And she kind of pats her gun.
I'm gonna look
Right,
over.
that sounded threatening until I realized that they can help you, not that you want to shoot them. Okay.
Not yet.
You haven't met him yet.
Exactly.
I mean, I would like to think any professor that's been hired here, you would like to not shoot.
Preferably.
Hey, Kara, I appreciate the initiative, and I'm glad that you were able to figure something out, but I would appreciate if you're going to do something to the ship that maybe you'll let us know beforehand before you do it.
I said I was beta testing it.
Yes, and then you did it, and I would appreciate if you're going to do something to the ship, you just let us know in advance, not just...
Oh, details. God, okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that
Yes.
part.
Right.
That part.
The-
Because we have talked about it, to be fair, but you didn't say, hey, I'm gonna try and cast the cloak with ships right now to see if it works. You just like beta test, whoosh. And I get where both of you are coming from, because I also probably wouldn't have been heavy on the details about that either.
Details have recently become much more important.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. This is a
do
learning experience.
you want me to leave or
No.
Furloughs?
Done it. It's already happened. We were gonna do it anyway. It's just that now we just didn't have the details. So it's all good. I mean, I'm not speaking for you, Furlos, but I think it's all good.
Next time, a heads up would be appreciated.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I will try. I will endeavor to do. To do. I don't. I can't think of a way to phrase it that doesn't sound like I'm scared. So I'll just do what you said.
I I trust you to do your best. That's
Okay.
all. Also, what exactly does beta testing mean?
Well, okay. So when I was up in the mountain homes, we had a lot of inventions and stuff that we would have to test variously. And like a beta test is like so you start with an like an alpha and a beta test and like you progress along the development track until you get to a final product. Um and like I've tried multiple times to cloak other ships and really all I've ever been able to do is cloak big creatures sometimes. Those were the earlier testings. This was the first time I had an idea that maybe I could get it to work on an actual ship, and then I was really excited, and I still apologize.
On-screen
gonna-
celebration.
You're gonna watch as Pharaoh is gonna like the barest hints of a smile, and she's gonna ask, "Big creatures, what's the biggest creature you've ever cloaked?"
Are you so well, it was I think a couple thousand-year-old dragon. It was very large.
What
Phurlos,
kind
are
of
you
dragon?
thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking a lot of things, although now I'm thinking something very different. I wasn't thinking dragon, but I was definitely thinking about a kraken that we had encountered a while ago.
Oh, okay. I was thinking big frog that is also an island but is technically a creature.
I was also thinking about that too, but I think that would be a strange thing to do considering I don't think that they can move.
Yeah.
The
But
frog
have
on your
you
shoulder.
ever actually cast that on a kraken?
Okay, so Kara is going to respond before the frog on the shoulder, who heard the mention of its hometown, real quick.
Mm.
Kara is going to say, I've never tried it on. He was a lot more open with you before. With like he made you food, you guys were sitting down. He was kind
Yeah.
of just listening and everything. He has just from your passive insight alone, and probably just your natural player instincts, he has definitely closed off a lot more all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I was just curious.
Kara.
And then the little frog's gonna speak up and go, no, he could move.
Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah.
he did say that if things got bad, he could
Mm-hmm.
leave. I forgot about that. You're right.
I forgot about that too.
But he's still there. So I guess it's not that bad. Hopefully. Hope they're
Either
not
that or he
preventing
thinks
him
that
from leaving.
Either that or he thinks that staying there is going to be what gives him the capability to, I don't know, maybe he wants to fight off the dwarves himself.
Oh, I'd pay to see that.
I would
Big
imagine
frog against dwarves.
Yeah, I would imagine moving would also disrupt everybody living on the island. So,
Yeah, he's had needed to move for a couple of reasons before, and it was very large earthquakes. Well, I mean frog quakes. You get what I'm saying.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Amphibious stirrings.
Sure. Although that sounds like it's some sort of drink. But
You know, it sounds like a sequel to this book I once read called Tusk Love.
Amphibious stirrings. No, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I've always found those fantasy romance books to be sort of they're full of so many like weirdly problematic relationships, and everyone just kind of like
Right?
and
I don't know.
everybody is just it's sort of an oddity. And I never understood why everyone thinks that that's what romance is supposed to look like, right? Because it's always so ugh,
It's
weird.
always-
Oh, we've lost Latia.
I think it was Amphibious Stirrings is the sequel to Tusk Love.
That is certainly up there. Yeah.
She's yes, I broke
She's
Latia.
gone. She's gone.
I do want to make sure everyone is reading the chat though. The Zoom
Yep.
chat.
Oh,
Yep, saw it.
I did
Well-
not. I'm checking.
Those kind of books are not necessarily the things that I enjoy anyway. So,
There's quite a market for them, though.
to each their own. I do not judge anybody's reading material. I'm just happy when people can read. All right, we need to pick up some supplies that we can keep that will be able to deliver to the Brescians. We need to see anybody that we need to see before we leave, including Essequa, who is deep in thought right now about who we need to talk to about the thing. Is there anything else we need to take care of before we go?
Do we need any supplies for the ship in particular? Probably wouldn't hurt to get magical supplies too while we're here if anybody has spells that require
Oh yeah, I can
components.
re-up on supplies.
Oh, what you got?
Oh no, go ahead.
So the food you're eating right now comes out of my Bryce supplies, and I actually have quite a lot of it stored in my little sort of pocket space.
Mm-hmm. Do we need
as
to
long as we
re-up?
can- No, not for a very, very long time. But if you want something other than just rice and like cooked with some spices and butters and stuff, we will probably have to, I can't keep meats in there.
I'll see if I can get some salted pork and fish.
We could also just fish. Like we could just fish.
I mean, we don't
usually what
really
I do.
need to worry about getting fish.
We also have good berry and other.
Oh, that's
know.
true. Yeah.
We have options should we need them.
Out of curiosity, how much space can you guys carry? How much food can you guys carry for this? I don't know, rescue mission, feeding mission, smuggling thing you're going to do?
That's
guess
the
our-
next question. So, I think if we can manage to arrange to have it brought somewhere, then we can talk to the big man that owes the favor. I'll cash it in for him to open a connection, maybe between the school and the island. And that way they have access to another point where they could get food anytime they need, or a point of escape. Maybe create a key for it that you have to open the gate or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a magical person. This is more of an Essequa thing, I suppose. But if we can arrange for a way for them to get back and forth to a supply station, that way we don't have to worry about carting the actual food itself, and it doesn't run out on them.
One other thing is, I think as we learn more fairly soon, I will be able to use the land to help create nourishment for a year for people nearby if that's
That would probably be very welcome.
useful. So a plant growth comes at level 7 for me.
Mhm.
So there's a couple things to keep in mind. We probably do not want to put one end of that portal here on Avalen because that's going to be asking Avalen and or the school to be tied into the rebels, and that's asking a lot in a
Also,
very
all of the dwarves everywhere.
there's that too. And while I sympathize with what the rebels are trying to do, that's asking a lot of the political landscape of Avalen. And so instead of putting the other end of this portal here, what do we think about putting it on the Isle of Dreams?
I think that the dwarves have. Jesus. I think the dwarves have too much of a stronghold built up in that island. What do you think, Kara? Are they abandoning it, or are they still going to be there after the events that have transpired?
Well, the last I'd heard from my brother was that the dwarves were thinking about leaving. I may have illegally eavesdropped on some people talking aboard my ship, but they said that there was the outlaw Obscura was setting up on the Isle of Dreams, and they had like a new, what's the word, contender for leader.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
also, I just want to make sure we're all aware of this. We did see a big heckin' black dragon land on the Isle of Dreams. And
Right.
we didn't see that big heckin' black dragon leave.
Agreed. I did
Correct.
not know about the Outlaw Obscura being there. I just figured it might be easier to negotiate with one very ancient black dragon than an entire island of Avalen.
Mm.
Didn't we hear that this black dragon was not great tempered? Like, didn't we hear
No.
some mumblings about
We did hear
This-
something about
The
this
the
dragon.
things that
dragon being not a friendly dragon?
no the oh, am I thinking of the right thing?
Hang on, I've got to find it.
He
Give me a
used to
second.
work for the Kasari, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sargarath the Secret Keeper.
Right,
Secret-
Sargarath the
was-
Secret
Right.
Keeper.
He worked in
Mhm.
the financial regulations sector of the Kasari Empire.
Yeah,
Right.
generally selfish, greedy, smart, but not super cunning, is what we were told.
That's what I remember. Yeah. It was I remembered a few stories of him, and that pretty much fits the MO. I don't recall that he was an aggressive threat, just not really a chummy sort of fella. That's
Well, if the Outlaw Obscura are there, then either this dragon has left or they've been able to negotiate something with him. So
Wait a minute. What are we thinking? Kara,
didn't we know?
Kara, you can divine, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Can-
still have one left for today.
Can you tell what's going on the island?
Probably.
While he looks it up real quick, just so because Lauren's trying to remember, I
Yeah.
thought we had found out that the Outlaw Obscura, that their new leader was the person who was working with the captain with no name, the Fey captain.
There
Captain
are
Saxon.
still. Last you heard, there were 3 people competing for
Yeah.
the new Pirate King title and position. This is implying there must be a 4th person now also competing, but you didn't get a name or any other information besides
Didn't
that.
one of the 3 get thrown off the building?
No, the
Nope, that was
original
the
leader
thing
did.
that-
Oh,
that's
that
what
was
led
the
to
original.
this.
That's
Yeah.
why this is all
Yeah,
happening.
that's
right.
where the
Yeah.
power
Sorry.
vacuum came from. Pardon me, my dog opened the door.
My dog just left.
They're getting together. They're plotting something.
Dio and
Dogs.
Brandy are scheming, and I'm afraid.
They are scheming to give everyone kisses.
Yes.
What is it exactly that you were wanting me to scry on?
Is the
exactly?
dragon still there?
Okay, could you describe the dragon?
Yeah, give me a hot second.
Big, black.
I will take a moment to cast silent image.
Snare.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the little tiny glasses, what they were called. I was just like,
So yeah, I give it like it's not minor. I don't have minor illusion, but I cast silent image. So in a 5-foot cube space that we're, basically kind of below deck, I create an image of Sargaroth flying
Gotcha.
and kind of like close up on his face so that you can see his face and his goofy little pince nez.
So, give me one moment here. Let's move you guys to the appropriate map.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I should put up the map overlay then, huh?
Yep, that was the signal.
Oh, and I should put it on the right screen then.
Oh my gosh, everybody get a look at Tallulah's stats while you can.
Right? Oh no, I tried to split it off and it stayed on the same window. I apologize. Give me one moment.
It's
There
all right.
we
I'm
go.
still setting up the scene, so we're good.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
That's okay, because I'm also curious if the dragon is there and if the dragon is working with one of these pirate
Factions.
leaders,
Yeah.
and who knows, but if that pirate leader happens to be the one that's working with our Fae friend, then
It's not.
it's
Or wait, it may
not-
be. Yeah, no, I'm thinking, well, she's at the Isle. So the chances that she's also the one in charge, that Saxon is also in charge.
Unless the dragon was transporting her.
Yeah.
So like,
So,
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
for flying.
Do
air
you know
dragon.
who is taking control, Kara?
I didn't get a name, no.
Oh.
So you guys are, he is scrying and he did upcast it so everyone could see.
okay,
Nice.
You are now
that's
scrying
weird.
on the interior of the Temple of Dreams, down the Isle of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is no dragon here, merely a drow
Oh, it's
Oh.
cute.
Let me make a
Hello.
wild
Hello,
guess.
sir.
Yeah.
with a pair of gold-rimmed glasses, black hair, and some
His
sort of
glasses don't change shape.
I
or
love
size.
this.
That's exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
And a gray outfit. I actually wasn't prepared for this. Had to look for this whilst you were talking, but I found him.
He's cool looking. I like him. And he's at the book?
He is currently at the book.
Ooh.
What's he doing?
He-
I wrote in my notes, there's a drow with gold-rimmed dragons.
he is periodically like poking at it, like reaching forward. There's like a weird sort of like you guys had this happen to you, like an electrical energy that thunders and knocks him back, and then like he stops, sort of like looks at it from a different angle, and then reaches another hand to do it again.
Are
I
those
feel like the
glasses
book is
same
like-
as
Bart Simpson, and the dragon is Maggie. Just, ow, quit it. Ow, quit it.
Mhm.
Ow, quit it.
And he's going, oh, this fucking book, man. This is, God, it hurts so bad.
Oh no.
No, I
so
can't. I can't lose it twice in an
Oh my
episode.
god.
Nope. Nope. I was
The
all
dragon's from
prepared.
California.
Like, I respect the hustle, but also then the voice. Nope. Can't. Sorry.
He's a
And then,
crypto bro from California.
Wait,
Yeah.
you all know that in all of my campaigns, Cult of the Dragon folks are all surfer dudes. This is like a canonical thing about my campaigns. They're
Oh my
dragon
God.
cosplayers, and
My
they're
God.
all surfer dudes. Every single campaign.
I'm
That's
so
amazing.
here for this
So
development.
this is like increasing the canon of why that is. Which, Sam, I don't know if you knew that or not, but
You told me about it after I told you. We've talked off screen a little bit about this character and the voice I was going to use. You told me
amazing.
then. I was like, I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
make him a crypto bro sort of thing.
All
surfer
credit
dude.
goes to the one and only Jose Molina,
Who's that?
writer extraordinaire, who
To
was the first person. Whoa,
to-
hi, hotness.
I know.
Whoa, hello.
Oh,
Why is
To
this
a-
not? Why won't you center so I can show? Hang
Hello,
on.
sir. Sorry, I was
additional-
interrupted by the incredibly attractive someone.
Yeah, I can't.
two additional individuals have walked in. That fellow.
Oh
and-
God, they're both hot.
Hello.
one
mean,
is
We have
one
the
is a
hottest
dark
NPCs ever.
One is a
Just-
dark-skinned, red-haired dwarf with green and gold eyes, and I don't mean like a rim of green and a rim of gold, in a high-collared jacket. And the other is wearing much more stereotypical pirate like headband around his head, and he is a green-skinned elf of some kind. And they do walk up, and the green-skinned elf is going to go. Sir, is everything? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Leave me alone. I've got this.
No.
Okay. And so both of the other individuals slowly exit the room. And he just spends the next however long the scry lasts poking at the book, getting shocked, and then just, yeah.
It's gonna be different this time.
It's
Mhm.
going-
Now.
This is totally
Oh.
not okay.
God, keep me out of this book. Oh, ow! God.
We have a new hashtag, by the way.
Oh, do we?
Hashtag.
they're
Oh
hot.
no, they're hot.
I think
Oh, no,
that
they're
might
hot.
need to be our next emote.
I think so.
None of you see this because we're all in the scry.
Yeah.
Fairlow snickers when he goes back to try to grab the book again and completely fails. She's not surprised. We know what this book is. We know how everyone has failed, but like this ancient dragon trying again, none of you get, but she just like audibly like, huh.
I can almost, in my heart of hearts, hear Furlos going, neener, neener, neener.
Like the snicker is that version.
Yeah.
Like, that's as close as she will ever come.
Like, can you imagine being thousands of years old and still
Stymied by a book.
getting the point?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Like,
it.
yeah, it's just amazing. Also, Dio has returned from the Feywild and demand of scritches.
Dio
Actually,
is
he
best
demands
baby.
peanut butter.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's just as good.
I mean, whatever Dio wants, Dio gets.
Whatever
Dio gets.
And
When we-
after a certain amount of
and
time, you
peanut
guys
butter.
return to your
Yeah.
consciousness.
Well, none of those people were the people who were working with our Fey friend, I assume.
I don't know. I was scrying on I scryed on the description you gave me, and that's what I got. I don't.
No,
Did
you-
Sim,
That was
did-
what we needed.
did I recognize either of the other two individuals?
That's what I was going to ask. And also, if not, do we recognize anything about their clothing?
Yeah.
Like, is it the fashion of a certain region?
I can say this. Well-known pirates in the Outlaw Obscura usually have themes.
Okay.
And neither of those two fit anything that you know particularly well.
Okay. So it's more likely that they are involved with the dragon than the pirates.
Or something new.
Or something new. Lovely. Well, they called him boss, so.
Yep.
Well, sir, they called him
Oh, sir.
Something along
which-
those lines.
which could still mean they're subservient, or could also mean we know you are a ancient black dragon and we're giving you respect because you could munch us.
You
which-
are terrifying.
Exactly.
Is there anything about their fashion that seems regional? Like, is the styling and tailoring particular to a certain place, or the fabrics, or
The dark skinned elvish gentleman's fashion seemed. Make a investigation check.
okay?
We're using this for a sort of generic knowledge check here.
Can I make one as well?
I'd say sure, but a 15 is going to get Rivulet that he is wearing traditional Castaween clothing, which is
This is the drow in the glasses, right?
no. We're talking about the other one.
The
other
sea-looking
dwarf
elf.
or the green skinned elf.
Okay, so the dark-skinned elf with the red hair and the
Oh,
high-collared
you said
thing?
he was a dwarf.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's an
Sorry, no,
elf.
if I did, I made a mistake. That is an elf.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Both of you guys would recognize those clothing though as traditional high level, like noble level Castaween elves, which the Castaween, as far as you guys know, have been completely eradicated off the face of Heimel in the war that concluded a couple of months ago.
Tallulah's hand, like, I feel like she catches Rivulet's face, and
Ow.
they kind of like click in at the same time, and Tallulah just like reaches out and grabs Rivulet's shoulder. Did you catch that?
It was, but it
It couldn't have been. They're gone.
weren't they?
They were.
I thought.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
But could
very weird.
they? I mean, with a dragon,
I mean, apparently they.
they had to have.
But it's so
Isn't it though?
weird.
Real weird.
I look over at Kara and go, this is why it's very important to actually say in full what you're doing, because this is the other thing that happens.
Wait, you
Understand?
didn't-
Except that was a full conversation, and we
It really was.
clearly understood what we were saying.
No,
well,
you
two
didn't
of you
follow that?
understand. Huh?
I'm sorry, you weren't following that? I followed every bit of that.
No.
The fella was wearing Castarine elven clothes.
And the Castaweens were, at least in theory, completely eliminated in the war.
Eradicated.
So either that was something that was stolen during the war and appropriated, or they weren't.
I would imagine that they probably had some agents spread out all the way throughout the world that probably would have survived the destruction of their home city.
That would make sense.
Entirely possible.
And what are you going to do if you've got all these skills and resources and abilities and not much to do with them?
A place you can destroy, a people is hard to destroy.
Truth.
And a lot of them, I'd imagine, would become mercenaries, pirates, some sort of sellswords. More importantly, to unfortunately what I was trying to do, those are probably not either of the pirates who are working with our Fey friend. And so that
No,
means
So
I think the only
eliminated the
pirate that's
Castaways?
working with the nameless captain,
There was a
she
union
only
of
mentioned
every
knowing
other-
Saxon.
It was a union of every other major government, including the dwarves and the Hivern union working together, actually. The only thing that was holding everybody together in alliance was the threat of the Castaween, and the Castaween are gone now, so things fractured pretty quickly. What was that you said, Tallulah?
I don't remember.
I was saying what I was hoping was that the captain that was working with our Fey friend
Ah, yes.
was the one that was there working
Oh.
with the dragon, because that would give us an in.
The
that's-
captain that Saxon knows, or the captain that the nameless captain knows is Saxon. She's the
And-
one that was on the Isle.
And
So,
that's who I was hoping to see, but
right.
unfortunately, that's not who we saw. So
I mean, do you
that
want to
is-
know if she's? I'll send her a sending.
Well, at this point, no. The original reason I'd mentioned the island was a place that you could put the other end of your
Right.
portal. That's what started this all. I was mentioning an idea because I don't think we should put it here in Avalon because that's asking a lot from a place that is already having problems with a lot of the political things going on. So that was a lot of interesting information, but unfortunately did not get us the place. Do anybody have any other ideas about where the other end of this portal to deliver goods can be?
I I would argue you probably need to check and see if that's even possible. The entity
That's
you're
true.
talking about might be super powerful, but like, would you assume that his
Archfey.
off? Oh, that's really good. But do you think that the offer of favor was endlessly powerful?
I just want an item that will open a gate. Now, given what we did to get it, I don't know if it's on a caliber that he would be willing to do something like that. It's a good point to bring up.
I wonder if would it be worthwhile to have a, since we've had it before for other people, a portal to the Feywild.
I don't like the idea of people eating the food of the fair folk.
Fair point.
Well, we have a similar problem right now that we do to the idea of putting the extending rods on our ship, which is we are coming up against a time frame. So maybe for the moment, we go the conventional route. We fill the hull and the hold with as much as we can carry with the really boring food that will not be fun to eat, but will last a very long time. And in the intervening days it's going to take us to get there, we can take some more time to brainstorm a more interesting idea.
Hera, is there a version of the pocket that you were using that we could use to store food for the
Uh,
journey? For rather than storing
Yeah.
it on the ship to
I mean, you could do both, but yeah, Essequa, if you'd like, I could share my spell book with you for some of the spells that I've developed.
Yes.
I think you just made a new best friend.
Well, I mean,
I-
he became my best friend when I found out he was also a wizard and could do a spell to cloak our ship because the ship is also a best friend of mine. I just have a bunch of new best friends.
Well, yeah. So
you're
it's
collecting them like Pokemon.
I don't know how advanced you are in your studies, but the the spell for storing food and stuff is somewhat low powered.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll spend some time and yeah, thanks. That sorry, I've just the shrimp and rice you made is really really good. So I've just been over here like there's still some left, but you can tell that Esqua has had at least 3 plates.
oh wow.
I mean, you
Well,
might as well enjoy.
I'm glad you liked it. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Yes, please do.
Kara, how much can your pocket dimension hold?
It can hold, I believe it is 256 cubic feet.
How many wonders can one cavern hold indeed?
That's a lot. That's a lot. Cubic feet.
I mean, looking around a space like that, you'd think you had everything.
256 cubic feet being, I believe, I'm gonna double check my math here. 4 times the size of a bag of holding.
Wow.
I was just
honestly
looking at
don't know if-
refrigerators early today. That's a lot of cubic feet. I'm just
I
saying.
was about to say, I honestly don't know if we could get enough food before we leave tomorrow to even fill that space, but it'd be fun to try.
Well, it can only hold, I believe so regardless of the space, it's 2,000 pounds worth of material as well. So,
I'll
Is it
talk
just
to...
food or is it like more than that?
well, anytime I put food in it, there's an automatic sort of gentle repose cast on any living or formerly living matter that's put through it. That sort of keeps it in stasis, but it could hold anything, I guess.
Hmm.
Does that include vegetables, fruit, meats?
We'll have to beta test it.
Not meat.
But
Hey.
vegetables and fruit.
Not meat.
Yeah, I've had bad experiences with putting meat in there. I mean, it works to a degree, but it tends to the problem is if anything goes bad, it contaminates all the other food, and meat goes bad really fast, even with the spell stuff going.
Sure.
And I don't always get to it in time, so I've just been like, when I designed the spell, I just decided to exclude meat from the protected thing and just not put any in there anymore.
Fair.
This
To be
is the
honest-
final product of a lot of beta and alpha testing.
To be honest, the important thing is the fruit and the vegetables, because meat has other ways that we can preserve it outside of an extra dimensional space. So that being able to provide fruit and vegetables to a population that is probably subsisting on a lot of canned goods and salted pork is going to be very, very useful.
I'll see what I can get in town, and I'll talk to the headmaster about maybe getting the kitchen to assist.
And with that, I think we've reached a natural conclusion for this conversation. We're going to go on break.
Ooh.
Before we
Wait,
do,
I'm putting something in our chat, and then also I'll put it in the regular chat. But
Uh-oh.
if I can get this to,
I'm excited. Oh.
you should all try cooking this at some point
Okay.
in your life. It's amazing.
I did
And
want
make
to
the
show
spice mix yourselves.
I did want to
There's
show
a
you
link
so
to the spice mix.
so you could recognize them in the future, because you guys would easily be able to get a hold of this information of what these people look like. The 3 pirate captains that are competing for the
Yes.
Pirate King,
Mhm.
at the risk of another round of "oh no, they're hot."
Well, I mean, we
Oh,
know
wait,
it's going to
we gotta
happen.
switch
So.
to
I mean-
map.
we are prepared.
Okay.
This is Kasdan Clayton,
I love a silver fox.
a half elf man in a blue and gold coat with a teal colored crystal around his in a necklace around his neck.
Mm-hmm. And
White hair.
tattoos.
Yeah.
I wish I could get
Uh,
this to center better.
This is Christine Saxton.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You guys, I believe, have already seen her and been introduced to her. And
We haven't. Well,
this-
we've seen her in a vision.
Yes, that's true. And this is Maxwell Morris.
Oh, he's hot too.
Is he a gift?
He
He is a gith.
He's a hot gif.
Gith.
He's
not
got
gif.
the Raul Julia mustache happening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's a gith in a what looks like some sort of admiral's getup. Purple eyes, green skin, mustache. And if you want to know about like their various gimmicks, Maxwell Morris is pulling kind of a British sort of like stuffy British deal. Like he runs his ship like clockwork, and everybody is on time to everything. And Christine Saxton's ship is a circus, literally. When people are like, running up running the ropes and everything, a lot of times they'll do acrobatics in the air to distract their enemies if they're fighting them. And Kasdan Clayton is a gentleman pirate who tries to leave as many people alive as possible when he pirates things.
Very Plunkett and McLean.
Barry, our flag means death.
Yeah.
And if you, viewer, want super hot NPCs, check out Greek 46 because that's where all our tokens come
Very
from.
true.
Yup. In
You
fact,
know,
The
I'm going
hottest of
to
NPCs.
the hottest of hotties. Sumerian, could you send me those so I can post them to the socials?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
we've never
Uh,
actually used that as our selling point
Yeah.
for those tokens, but honestly,
The
that is
They're
hottest
hot.
of NPCs.
It's
yeah.
a hot
Go
Like
ahead,
a
lot.
Sim.
wide variety of all sorts of hot NPCs. Just so many.
and with that, I think we go on break. Let's come back at, let's call it 15 till.
Quarter
Cool.
till. Oh,
Quarter
now I have
till.
to do math. Wait. Okay.
Math
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
in a
Yay.
D&D game? No.
No, not math.
Mm,
All right, so we're coming back in 15 minutes.
yeah.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Give me a second. Okay, well, here. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Goodbye, Dio.
Ahoy, hoy, and welcome back to Players in Book. I'm going to go through the credits really quickly, and then we're going to get back into it. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pax Stream. Custom world map by Freckles Sketches. And logo by Luke McCay.
And character art by Luke McCay.
Yeah, logo and character art by
Yes.
Luke McCay.
As well. So you guys, who's going back to the school?
Me.
Just you two.
Do we have the ability to work on the ship and make improvements, or do we need more information first?
What you're describing of wanting to create some sort of a mechanism to extend a 10-foot pole out to touch other ships so that you can do your thing, I would say I find it unlikely that anyone on this ship has the expertise necessary for that to work. So you're going to need to find somebody. It doesn't have to be at the school, but you're going to probably need to find somebody with the level of expertise you're going to need to design such a thing.
Yeah, it
Okay.
sounded like the archery person, the not archery. The marksman person was the person. And then we
The-
were going to leave
yeah.
them with
Yeah, it's a possible. Right. It's just one
Yeah.
of those things where it's like that's the first place that's the first place that might be worth checking.
yeah, and that's also a thing to like commission and go, and that in the meanwhile we'll make it, we'll fake it till we make it. And that, yeah, I think the only other thing that Fairless wants to do is gonna need to wait until the morning, which is to help get supplies, any food that we need for our journey, and any food that we're gonna stick into a pocket dimension for the journey. Like you do. Fairless is,
Magical
yeah,
material components, things like that.
yeah, magical mystery tours.
Essequa, if you want to take just a moment, he is going to open his book to you, and you're going to see that the spell that he is using for the pocket dimension is a level 3 spell,
Oh, I can do that.
and it is not ritual.
Whoa.
Fair enough.
I love things that don't. I love things that are quick.
That's fair.
But for sure takes this level 3
Yeah,
spell
whoa.
slot to access. And when I say to access, I mean you have to cast it to access the contents as well.
It continues to exist,
Yeah.
but like if I need anything, I've got to like level 3.
Yeah.
Level 3.
It
Level
can be
3.
open. It can be opened and maintained open for about I think it's a minute.
Okay.
But it does need to be recast to access it, and only for about a minute.
Okay. Then when I go up to the school, I will grab the necessary materials and then I will work on it while we're sailing because
Right.
that's going to take me some time to do.
Fair enough. Would so Tallulah and Esquire go into the school for sure. Before I move maps, so I just want to make sure no one, if the rest of you two are staying on the ship.
I'm gonna stay on the ship overnight, and then I think
Gotcha. Morning.
yeah, I think
supplies.
in the morning I'll meet you up at the school for breakfast and to take care of any last minute things, and then we'll go in the morning. because there's not much that Fairlos really needs or is planning on talking to, and but wants to be available for hauling things because we've got to get the food to the pocket dimension. So yeah, she wants to be available to help, but she's going to stay on the ship overnight.
Okay.
Um,
is-
I guess would there have been enough time for Benjamin to have done any research on any of the stuff we left
Probably not
with him?
tonight, but he said he was going to. You left him the book. He said he was going to look at it intensely tonight. So you might want to talk
Okay.
to him in the morning, but you could be on the
Okay.
ship for that, or you could and go there after, or you could be quicker and be in the school in the morning and talk to him then.
Okay.
But do you guys want to go see the marksmanship teacher?
Sure.
Okay. So you're going to find, and you guys are familiar with this because the fencing teacher also operates out of this room, but the place where you guys had sort of a mock battle earlier on. Let's go ahead and move you guys over here.
And this is before we settle in for a long rest?
Yeah, well, if you guys want to, you can look for this person. They are active and up and awake right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
I'll-
pop them onto the screen.
Whoa.
So what you see is definitely some sort of artificial life form.
Yeah,
With
some sort of construct automaton.
a string. Well, right now, just walking around naturally, that's the look on the face. However, that face changes in conversation when you're talking to this person.
I love it.
They also have flowing, almost liquidy looking purple hair that glows slightly, and a black body, metallic looking. And you guys asked around. The new marksmanship teacher is named Calvin Iber. Oh.
Katie, you might be muted.
Yep, sure am. Thank you.
Oh,
Don't worry, Chad. It was just a bunch of general like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
nothing important. Just me going,
and so you guys walk into the library battle area.
Yeah.
At the center of the library, there is
library gladiatorial ring.
Yep,
Mhm.
there's a gladiatorial ring at the center of the library that you guys have used many times
As
before.
all libraries have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Calvin is currently messing around with a pistol. It is not a revolver. You as players would recognize it as a semi-automatic pistol. Much more advanced than something you would normally see in the hands of anybody anywhere.
Now that's interesting.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Doing well. I don't believe we've had a chance to meet yet.
Of
Name's
course.
Tallulah.
Yes, I am Calvin. Calvin Iber. You may call me Mr. Iber, I believe. You are one of the students, yes?
I am, yes.
And you, also a student?
Yeah.
And you are also a student.
I am, yes.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing your skills at the next class.
We actually will not be attending class for a little while. We're on assignment, which is one of the reasons we came to see you so late in the evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Are you also a student?
That's correct. Fairlos, nice to meet you.
Excellent. I am Calvin Iber. You can call me Mr. Iber.
Thank you, Mr. Iber.
Yes.
It's a mighty fancy pistol you got there.
Yes.
Where does one acquire something like that?
Well, first you would need to live for about 1,000 years and have lived during the time of the Kasari Empire. And then possibly have stolen it off of someone else and taken it with you when you were in stasis.
I see. Right. That's going to be a bit tricky for me. I guess I'll
Oh.
have to accept this one.
Wow, that one is much larger.
It's pretty big. But it's not the size of the weapon. It's knowing how to use it.
All right.
So, I got a question for you. Rumor has it that you're kind of an engineering sort of expert.
I have been known to engineer a thing or two in my lifetime.
Outstanding. Well, we are attempting to find a way to create a how do you want to put it? A conduit
mechanism?
between ships.
No,
Wasn't
Wait.
this about the item to?
It is, but conduit sounds like it's a bit metaphysical. What we're trying to do is, while two ships are next to each other for the purposes of crossing over from one ship to another, we would like there to be.
so we're not even trying to like disguise at all what we're the purpose
Well-
of the
Well, no, I'm
mechanism. Okay.
I feel like
I'm not saying what it's for. I'm not saying why we want it. I'm just
Right.
saying what it's for.
I mean, we
Okay.
we have to explain at
Yeah.
least some aspect of it.
Okay.
So,
So you need a conduit in order to channel the pure ship energy of your ship into other ships.
Bingo.
Ethical looks very confused. She doesn't think that's what we need, but okay.
Basically, we need a way to tie our ship to another, but
Sneakily.
not in like a knot and bow kind of way, but in a connecting the two kind of way. We want a big pull that we would put between the ships.
Literally, all we needed to do was create a mechanism where we push a button and a pole extends. That's really all we needed to create.
I could create something that you push a button and a series of electronic signals allow for a pole to be extended. However, that seems a bit over-engineered for what it seems you are describing. I would argue that a simple crank mechanism would probably function just as well and be significantly faster to build and cheaper.
Also, give us a little more control, I would imagine, over the amount of space it's covering.
Well, I could design a button press system. One moment.
Oh, you're
And-
good.
The screen goes blank for just a moment, and then the face comes back up. Yes, I could in fact create an electronic system with multiple levels of control for the pole. Is that what you would like? If so, it will be quite expensive.
Maybe the gear for now, then.
Ah, yes. And like the little face goes into a frowny face slightly.
We'll come back to the push button, because I think
are
that's where we
students,
want to
after all.
wind up, but we're building up to it, as it were.
Of course. Do you have the supplies necessary to build this?
Oh, we don't know what they are, so
Of
That's why we
course.
came to you. So if you can kind of tell us what we need, we can gather it.
exactly.
It's so Mr. Iber is going to flip his arm like this. He's going to bend his wrist forward, and a little piece of paper about this wide is going to start printing out and down.
So
Here
we're
is a
safe.
list. Here is a listing of items I would need in order to accomplish this function. A decent amount of wood, some metal, and a variety of finely tuned and machined mechanisms that may be a bit expensive to acquire, but will be necessary in order to create a gear system.
Right. All right. Why don't we take this and do a little shopping around and see what we can do?
Well, I have only just met you, so I would also offer that despite the fact that you are students, you are asking me for a function outside of my scholarly duties.
Oh, that's a good point. That's fair, yeah. What would you charge for your time and effort and skill?
I'm not sure that you will be capable of paying it. I would like to charge you exactly 20 silver.
Ooh, I think we can. Can we scrounge that? What
I-
about? I mean, with getting these materials together, do you think maybe we could negotiate a little bit on the price?
Pay instructors what they're worth, please.
I was going to actually ask
Maybe
if we
even
could pay a
more.
gold because it's easier to come by the gold than it is the silver.
The
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you real quick.
respectfully,
The
Mr. Iber,
face.
I think you're underselling your skills, and I think you deserve to be better paid than what you're asking for.
So we're going to do two things here. Tallulah, roll an insight check.
Okay.
Because when you started negotiating down from 20 silver, the fake eyebrow on the face that's you're talking to cocked slightly.
Yeah. Oh no, I missed it. That's an 11.
And I was going to say Rivulet, actually. Yeah, Rivulet, you can make an insight check as well because you're participating in this particular part of the conversation.
I do want to point out that eventually I said I wanted to do a gold because it's easier to come by gold than silver.
But 20 silver would still be 2 gold. So
Oh, that's right. So yeah, that's a blank on Katie's part, but we can take
Rivulet
it in
was Rivulet. Cal here was deliberately giving you an extremely low price.
To test our integrity.
Yeah.
Can I retcon that because Katie
No.
forgot?
No. Which part do you want to
doesn't live
retcon?
in a base 10 world.
Which part? I mean, if you said the part about gold, I just assumed it was 2 gold. Like,
Yeah. I
was
was basically trying to well, I wanted to pay extra, basically
you
double.
asked, the part where you asked if you could negotiate it down, which is
Yeah.
something you did say.
Yeah.
Is definitely I think we should just stick with what's happened
Okay.
for that.
That's fine.
Yeah. I will hold firm at 20 silver. Thank you.
Ah, fine. You're a hard person to crack, and I'll pull out 3 gold.
Fair enough. Well, if you can provide me with these materials, I don't think it should take me more than 3 weeks to construct the mechanism.
Outstanding. I think we can manage that. What?
Where would you like us to deliver the materials? I think we can do that tomorrow morning.
If you could leave them in the courtyard outside of the school, I would appreciate it.
with a little
And
note
let
Mr.
someone
Iber.
know.
Of course. I think we can manage that.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Nice
And
to meet you too.
I hope you
And
have.
I'm looking forward to your class very much, Mr. Iber.
Of course.
Very
I hope
much.
that it is very instructful.
I'm sure it will be.
I very much enjoy instructful classes.
She does. It's
I do.
it's
true.
a thing with her.
And then Calvin is going to go back to what Calvin was working on with his gun. And he is going to take at what he actually had. He pulled the clip out, the magazine out, and he took some bullets out of it, and then he puts the magazine back into his pistol, throws the bullets into the air in front of him into the pit, and fires off 5 shots at the bullets that he just threw into the air.
Whoa!
That then fire 5 shots of their own because he nails them right in the back of the bullets.
Like it's the Robin Hood trick shot, but with bullets that he threw in the air.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Tallulah's jaw just drops, and she's just staring, unabashedly impressed.
And
That's
does
so awesome.
and knows that you're watching and does a little bow. That's what you have to look forward to in my classes.
I can't wait to get here. And I'm
We'll
just
hurry
gonna
back
like
as quick as we
slowly
can,
back
Tallulah.
out of the room, just in awe. Wait. Let me pull this up and do.
We're asking for clarification on spelling for Mr. Iber.
Okay, it is spelt Kalvinaiber.
Yes, I got all that wrong. Oof, totally, oof.
Has anyone figured out the joke behind the name though?
Cyber?
No. I have.
What?
What? Go ahead, say it.
Kyber Crystal, Star Wars.
Close.
No,
He's Caliber.
As in
Caliber. Oh,
Caliber.
nice.
Ah,
Nice.
I like mine.
I like both
That's
of them.
good too.
Yeah.
Cute.
It's also
I still
if it
like
was a
mine
C,
too,
it's
but that's
close
fine.
to cyber.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went with a K just to
Yeah.
play with it a little bit. So where would you guys like to go next?
Do you all want me to go
Tonight.
shopping while you handle your business up here?
It's late night. You probably will.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to bed.
Yeah.
All right.
No offense. I love you all so much, and I'm so glad that we're getting as much of this done before we set sail tomorrow. But I am Eepy.
We'll
Eepy?
meet up. We'll meet back up in the morning at breakfast and go finish what we need to do.
Yeah, I'd like to work on getting any sort of material supplies we need to get for this arranged, and also any sort of material component stuff arranged. I think the hardest thing I'm gonna need is a diamond worth 300 gold or more for Revivify down the line.
No, the school gives you that.
But they give us, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we got that, but I wanted to make sure.
Well, I
that
believe
that's not something-
Furloughs got it as soon as Furloughs could catch Revivify.
Yeah.
For sure, that grant is not per party. That is per member that is capable of casting the spell. Furloughs can't get another one, but if Rivulet suddenly
But I
learns
could
the
get
spell
one.
Revivify, yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go get whatever material components I might need for the next couple of
Right.
experiences and knowledge that might
Sure.
come along with that type of experience, and spells that people tend to get when they've practiced at the same kind of levels that
Yes.
we have practiced at.
They
Yeah.
do require you to be able to actually cast the spell before they give you the material components
Oh.
for it.
Okay.
Otherwise, the person that you talk to, the supply officer, no, you're going to talk to the headmaster. He's the one that provides these things in the first
Well, I
place.
have the potential to cast the spell. I just don't have the spell yet. I think.
I understand that everyone here has the potential to cast the spell, though. So if we gave it to everyone who had the potential, it's just policy.
Mm.
Well, it's on your. I think what Jen is saying is it's
I know.
on the druid spell list. It's
No, that was
not-
in
yeah.
character, the headmaster speaking about the policy that they have. But yes, I know it is on your spell listing, but it is their policy to only give it to people who can actively cast that spell.
Got it.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
don't
we
think I
are.
actually need
I
any.
moved you guys to your dorms. If you guys want to fall asleep, you can.
I am.
Go ahead.
I am gonna go back to the ship.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna basically fall asleep on the deck, looking up at the stars, and
Fair enough.
enjoy a little bit of alone time and try to sort out what's been a very confusing day. Yes.
It's the sun's up. There are no stars.
Oh, that's true. I will look up into the sun and pretend that there are stars and probably not
the
care.
The sun is up. There are a couple of bright because it's basically constant dawn. There are a couple of brighter stars on the other side of the sky that you can
Okay.
kind of see through the lightness. So
Yeah, I think the point of it is less about the looking up at the stars and more the
Pondering.
the having some time to just like sort thoughts and
Processing.
yeah, and compartmentalize some emotions and put some things into perspective and try to figure a couple of things out because today has been a long day and
Gosh, why?
Yeah, I know. And there's some people that made some radical choices about who they were 4 years ago that she now has to contend with. So
I
Let me
would
see if there's
like.
anything.
Oh, sorry.
go
Go ahead, Jen.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but then I realized I always pick on him at breakfast, so I'm gonna wait until breakfast.
Gotcha.
Um,
Or
I guess before bed, the things I would want to check in are, we had set uh folks on figuring out how to make that radiation potion.
yes,
yeah.
that's true.
Oh, right.
So it's worth maybe checking in on that progress.
Do you remember which teacher you went to?
I'm sure I have it in my notes somewhere.
Who's the potions instructor?
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't believe we have explicitly a potions instructor. But
Then
give me
it would
one
have
moment.
been probably the skullduggery, because they're
Yeah, I
most
mean, we got
likely.
that. We have. Okay, hold on.
I don't remember
Hard
who it was.
sciences. You would have actually. There is a biology teacher. I'm
Okay,
betting
that
if out of
tracks.
anybody on here, that would be the person you'd go to for that.
Yeah.
The biology teacher and the physics teacher probably working together. Dr. Victoria
Physiology.
Steinhardt and Celeste Starlight. They're both asleep right now, but you can talk to them in the morning. If you want to talk to them in the morning, like first thing, they're probably going to be up, preparing for their classes for the day.
Okay.
Grab that real quick.
In that case, when we lay down for bed, Rivulet, are you in the dorm with us to sleep?
Sure. I guess if I'm gonna need to do all this stuff on site,
Yeah.
then I can
Okay.
do that.
As we're laying down for bed, you think Furlos is ever gonna forgive me?
I'm sure she will. It's just it'll take time.
I really did do it with the best of intentions. But I suppose the roads to hells are paved with good intentions, as my dad used to tell me. Right, well, I guess if that's all there is for it, just have to earn it, right?
With that, mark off a long rest. Get your spell slots back for those of you that have been spending them willy nilly. It is now morning time.
I'm gonna reattune to my stuff.
Yeah. Well, you could have done that. You could have done that during conversation. I think that was fine.
Yeah.
Rivulet, well, since you specifically said you wanted to go talk to the people working on the radiation resistance potion, let's do that first.
Sure. I don't need to do a long scene or anything. I just want to sort of check in if that's progressed, since that was something we left as a leave
Task.
this here and come back later situation.
Celeste Starlight and Victoria Steinhardt are in the biology laboratory currently, which is the map you're currently looking at here. And they are working on a variety of things. If you want to walk up to them and ask them about it, if you want to make it fast, they are still working out the science. Trying to figure out exactly how to make it work and how to make it replicable past the first potion that they would even produce.
You know who you might talk to that might be able to help? Maybe give Professor Iber a chat. I feel like they might be an expert on Kasari sciences. Maybe not an expert, but a bit of a experienced voice.
So, Dr. Starlight, the goblin scientist here, is going to speak up and go, "Oh, do you think that the new marksmanship teachers got some background in science?"
A little bit. Just judging by, well, maybe science or maybe engineering, definitely, but
engineering isn't a real science.
There was a reference that we had in a conversation to familiarity with the Kasari, and since this is a Kasari potion, there might be some insight they could offer.
Sorry, Lauren just took psychic damage and I'm walking away.
Off of probably engineering isn't a real science. Yeah.
Please continue. Sorry.
I know some structural folks who would love to get
Oh,
their
for
hands on you
sure.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No.
Somewhere on the boat, Fairlos is getting ready, and she just goes.
Give it. Honestly, the
to
idea.
hit someone with
honest-
a hammer.
Honestly, the idea that a physicist and a biologist are even working together at all at this point is, wild to me.
Yeah.
But oh well, okay, yeah, we'll do that then. But we're,
I mean, not doubting your capabilities, but any
yeah, whatever.
insight.
It's cool. I get it. We'll talk to them and then see how it goes. It's fine. Victoria's gonna speak up. That's the fox person here. Let's give that a look.
I should.
I do think that we could use a little bit of help, and if it's the kind of if the person has the kind of historical knowledge you're talking about, I think that could be of great help to us because we have sorry, Celeste, we've hit a wall on this. We haven't been able to progress past where we currently are on the project. So yeah, we'll talk to some people and see what we can do.
All right. I think that we've got it in the best hands we could hope.
Celeste or the goblin lady is gonna like look down and get it back into her work and kind of start ignoring you guys a little bit out of not an insight check isn't needed, a little bit of embarrassment.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, where would you guys like to go next?
Since I'm waking up on the ship, I think I'm probably closer to the supplies to get for
Sure.
the stick. So I'll go pick up the stuff for the stick.
Literally, there is so let's do that. You're literally feet away from the place you need to be.
That's kind of what I figured.
Nice.
And Fairlos doesn't haggle. So she's got 220 gold on her. So it's going to be one of those, like, unless it's going to cost more than 220 gold, she's just going to pay for it and haul it. I can't imagine. I mean, it's actually possible it might be more than she can haul, but what I would like to think is that as y'all are coming down from up top is when she arrives just like with all of it on her two shoulders, like dragging a skid behind her with all of it and like a little tag already on it in nice neat handwriting to Professor. Oh, I've just already lost his name. Oh my god.
Iber. Professor Iber.
To Professor Ivor. Thank you very much. Secondhand souls.
This is Lana Lewin, the shipwright on the
Why is she so hot and
She's
sad?
out too.
Why is she hot
Wistful.
and sad? Okay,
Just wistful.
Okay.
Wistful, yes.
All right.
Wait, and she's got pink eyes?
Yeah. they're
Pink
gorgeous.
eyes,
Yes.
not pink eye.
Her eyes are
And-
fuchsia
Yes.
color.
There we
Her
go.
There we go.
pupils are.
Good call.
One moment. Yes. So, what's up with your ship?
Could you be more
I'm not here.
specific?
It went invisible yesterday.
In what way?
And she gives you a look that you've given so many other people.
I just looked right back at her.
Are you or wait, are we there or is this just
No,
for
it's
Liz?
we're
Okay,
just
thank
for
you.
us. Just really?
Yeah.
It went invisible yesterday.
Well, that's exciting.
What do you need?
She'll pull out the little printout and hand it on over and say, I'm looking for some pretty basic supplies, but a fair quantity of them. I think the gears are probably the most exotic thing that I need. Any assistance that you can provide and where I actually need to go would be much appreciated.
You can get most of this here. Even the machined parts or stuff that we carry for various other mechanisms aboard a ship. Not all of it, though. You're gonna have to. I'll have to order this. I don't think that anyone's gonna have this, like this exact size of gear and ball bearing.
Okay. Well, the rest of it I'll take off your hands, what you've got here, and we'll order what we need. The rest of it, when it comes on in, you want to deliver to Professor Calvin Ivor at the school.
Okay.
How much do you need?
Oh, for all of this, I don't know, 40 gold.
Sounds good, and I will pay her 40 gold.
40 gold it is. All right, get out of my shop.
Can do. And I'll just turn and leave before she asks me more questions about the ship.
I'm sorry, I just got caught up on chat and I need to groan.
Why? What happened?
It went invisible yesterday. I didn't see it.
See, if Fairlos was more of a smartass, that would have been her answer. But Fairlos's answer is deny and or just deflect. Nope, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's say that between the time that you've been doing, you got up a little earlier than maybe everybody else. You're carrying the goods where they need to go. In fact, actually, she's not going to directly hand you anything. And she will deliver the stuff that you said to the person you said.
Perfect.
The price you said. But more importantly, you know for sure that breakfast is being served at the school right now.
All right.
And as for everybody else, also breakfast is being served. So most people aren't roaming the halls or in their classrooms. They're going to be either at breakfast or in the staff, the faculty lounge, which you guys do not have access to, eating their breakfasts. So let's move you guys to breakfast because I'm pretty sure that Tallulah wanted to play a practical joke on somebody. But
Oh,
I
I'm
will
not gonna
say-
do a practical joke. I have to do my morning ritual of going over and stealing a piece of bacon.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Give me one moment to make sure that we have the right people on this map.
There we go.
All right.
So, out of curiosity, who arrives first? My 3 companions or me?
Let's leave it up to chance.
Hey. What would you like to
Roll.
roll?
Roll a d20. If it's prime, you get there first.
Mm.
14.
It is not prime.
It's
That's
not
not
prime.
prime. You get there last.
That's totally okay with that.
In case the
Actually,
chat is
she might
wondering-
she might get there next to last because I probably slept in.
Fair, okay. Yeah, you were talking about being super tired. Yeah, okay. But you do smell breakfast at this point. Give me one moment. I have the menu for breakfast.
I'll say while you're getting the menu, I'll serve myself and come sit next to Tallulah and Riv and say, stuff for the... I don't know if we ever came up with a name for what we're calling it, but whatever it was that we ordered for Calvin Ivor, all of it's been ordered and will be delivered unto them when it arrives. Some of it needs to take a little bit longer, but it's going to be taken care of.
We should probably include that in the note.
The note to
To
Calvin?
Mr. Iber, yes. Just to let him know that it's coming later.
We can do that. But yes, it's all getting delivered whenever it arrives. Most of it's arriving pretty quickly, but a couple of the machine parts apparently we're going to take a little while.
Mm.
What's that?
So
This was
she's
supposed to be
sleeping.
just like a quick little modification to the ship. This was not supposed to be a whole side quest.
Well, sometimes, like a lot of the things that we do, we get distracted.
You
I
have omelets this morning
Mhm.
with a bit of smoked salmon in, and a type of enchanted saffron that actually makes the omelet shimmer just a little bit.
sparkle omelet, sparkle eggs.
You also have a
Little glitter.
an oatmeal that was cooked in coconut milk with candied citrus peels and little blue flowers pieces on top. Um, the chef is currently trying out a couple like a themed menu and has labeled these the Starfire omelet and the Moonlit porridge.
Oh, I like that. What's is okay? So there's no bacon.
No, it's just eggs and oatmeal this morning.
All right. I'm going
You also have
to.
a oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
You also have a fruit medley, berries, citrus, and
There we go.
figs.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, if anyone eats any of the figs, they have hidden runes on the pits.
They have
That
runes. RUNES.
RUNES. Although those runes are not magical in any way, and they're just for show.
Ah, that's kind what are they called?
It's the Mystic Fruit Medley. It's all of the
Nice.
fruit is sort of a deal here. And then there's Elven Dew tea, just a green tea with it's called Elven Dew tea because of the elves of Brescia, and it is got sort of a green tea, like it's green tea, but it's like very green, and a little bit of honey mixed in with it.
Okay.
And it's a lighter breakfast than you're used to seeing, but it looks like a lot of effort was put into the things that were created.
Yeah. It's interesting though that it's a lighter breakfast. I wonder if perhaps somebody has already conveyed a message that maybe we need to collect food for something else because a certain headmaster was on the ship while a lot of that was discussed.
What's crazy? You think that maybe there's there's a
Whoa.
slight food shortage already, and that they're limiting? Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I know,
That'd be
right?
wild.
It's just pandemonium of thought. I'm going to wander over to Prince Hespera's table and
Gotcha.
just kind of.
It is, to be clear, as you're walking up, his friends are singing "Happy Birthday" to it.
Oh hell yeah! I'll come up and time it so that I actually pull out my viol and join in playing on my my viol and harmonizing.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
He looks very unsettled as you start to walk up.
And when I get within say within 5 feet, I'm just gonna wink at him and turn and look at Abelina because she's the one that they have the flirtation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
All right, I'm gonna wander up
I
and
can look real quick.
yeah.
No, actually, hold on.
Oh,
It is.
No, Abelina's dating
Oh no, it's Shibra or I never get that name.
Shivra. Shivra.
Shivra,
Shivra.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Who would
orcish lady down
be
here.
the-
Oh, that's
in-
right,
in
yeah.
Gaelic
Who's
is-
also hot.
Shocker.
If
Right?
they're not hot,
Everyone's-
they're not in this game.
You mean like this guy, Jules?
No,
I
because
mean,
Jules
You
is
know
cute.
what?
Jules
Jules
is
is
cute.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
I
Look
tried.
at that smile.
I know.
Yeah.
Jules is
It-
charming.
Yeah, Jules, it's very possible, if not hot, cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, we
There-
don't know what's attractive to Jules's species either.
I mean,
Like,
from one green person to another. Respect.
Oh, What are you about to do to Princess Sparrow?
I'm going to walk over and sit on the edge of the table next to him. Did you miss me?
Wait, so does everybody at the school recognize you? Because you look very different and you're speaking
I
in a
mean-
totally different voice.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about that.
I was about to say, like,
I'm gonna wander over. You're a handsome devil.
I, and like he's gonna like peer at you a little bit. You realize that this is just bullying at this point, right?
Not bullying. What can I say? I have a fondness for you.
You changed your voice too?
Why not? I am an actress after all. Seems the right thing to do, adopting different personas while I prepare for life outside the school.
Okay. Well,
Did
get
you
off of
miss
my
me?
table. No.
Why not? Oh,
Get
come on,
off
Your
my
Highness. We've
table.
had 4 years of this.
Get off of my table.
Say the
Just
magic
having a
word.
good morning.
Say the magic word.
Please get off of my table.
I stand up and I reach into my pouch and I pull out. Let me make sure I have this because. No, that's the wrong character. Okay. I pull out a small bundle and reach into it. And from in that bundle, I pull out just like a random ring that I acquired over time on the fun streets of Brescia. It's just like a little piece of costume jewelry, but like a men's ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I set it on the table.
I gotta get going again, but I want you to have something to remember me by. Besides, it's your birthday, so today I'm not gonna eat any of your food, and I'm not gonna torment you. I'm just gonna wish you a happy birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Your Highness, and you're welcome.
And I'll stand up and wander back over. And as I do, I'm playing And Many More.
Even while doing that, you have an extremely high passive perception. You hear the collection of people around him sort of like lean in as you're walking away and start to whisper to each other about something. If you'd like, you could make a active perception check to find out what they're talking about.
I would definitely like.
Carlos, I would say the same thing for you, but you're on the other side of the room.
That's fair.
Okay, dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Logan's leaning in, and that's the voice you hear above everybody else. Do you think she's working for the dark lich? You think that's what's going on?
No, what?
Dark Lich, is this familiar?
No. You suddenly realize it's entirely possible these guys might be having their own school adventures without you.
Ooh, that's cool.
I'm gonna get
But
back
also-
over to our table.
All right, we need to find out who the Dark Lich is because I need more information on them for future tormenting.
I'm here now, by the way.
Ah, good morning, Essiqua.
Hi.
Have I, in my readings or in my adventuring, ever heard of the Dark Lich?
No.
Okay.
I can say with absolute certainty none of you guys know what they're talking about.
I mean, that sounds... It sounds made up. I mean, it's a lich.
Yes, doesn't it?
And most liches are dark, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems like seems like a story made up to frighten kids. If you've got to say a dark lich, that seems very much.
You'd be very proud of me, Farlos. I didn't torment him. I just said hello and wished him a happy birthday. I didn't even steal any food off his plate. And I gave him a gift. I think I'm growing as a person.
Well, technically, you are a different person.
This is true.
Did he recognize you?
Oh, yes. He was a bit surprised about the appearance change, and then he asked about the change of voice, and I said that I was merely preparing as an actor.
And that's when he said something about you doing something with a dark lich?
Oh, it was when I was walking away. Logan said something about a dark lich, asking if perhaps I was working with them. So I need to know more about the dark lich so I can mess with them. In
Do
the
you think
future.
I can wait until after we're
Oh,
done
yes,
with
no,
the thing
not
that
now.
we-
Just in the future. Just making a mental note, and we all know how flighty I can be, so I figured I'd mention it to everyone.
Okay. Cool.
Plus, I mean, if there is a dark lich out there, it's probably worth knowing a little bit about him in case we run into him, because given everything we're dealing with,
Knowing only. Only knowing.
only knowing.
No doing.
No doing, no doing, no dealing, just knowing.
Frankly, I'm
Essequa.
Mm.
The chef comes over to you with an obsidian cup and sets it on the table that has a roasted coffee that smells slightly of caramel and chocolate.
She it is everything to not stick her snout in it. Like, so you know how dogs, when they're adorable and they want something, they will do the most adorable little chin rest on the
Yes.
whatever the closest thing. She like puts her chin on the rim of the cup to get as close to the smell of this coffee as possible.
Oh, I will tell you, the cup is very, very hot.
I figured it's obsidian.
Yeah. Well, once you put it's hotter than it should be.
Oh,
Ow. Ah,
what you got
okay,
there?
okay.
Is this the magical equivalent of one of those things that you put your mug on?
Coffee
Mug
warmers,
warmers?
mug warmer.
I was thinking it's one of the auto heating cups that they've got now.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
sounds
they're
even better.
amazing.
yeah, they
It's
do
got a
those now,
heating
too.
element built into it, and you can adjust the temperature. They're awesome.
Oh, I
this
don't
is
have
a
the money for that,
mug.
and I want it.
This is a mug, and the handle does appear to be of a normal temperature, which also is extremely strange considering how hot the rest of the cup felt.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this. So then she'll take the handle, try to put her hand on the mug, realize the mug is still hot, and then she will just like get as close to it as possible to both absorb warmth and coffee smell.
It is of a temperature that you think you could probably drink, but it never gets any colder.
That's fine.
Are we stealing the cup?
I hadn't intended on it.
All right,
I look up at the chef.
don't worry.
Chef is actually already moving away. I'm like, he hasn't quite left the room yet, but he
Yeah.
is coming close to it.
I mean,
Okay.
that's I'm talking about stealing. That would have been a whisper that pretty much only
Oh, for sure.
people who are
Well, I mean-
directly at us could hear.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
think I
like the
assumed
chef-
that the chef had stayed there.
Chef doesn't sneak around. He's a Loxodon. He
Mhm.
just
He
yeah,
big.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah.
He rumbles.
And this is the first time we've seen this cup.
yes, actually.
I wonder why this is just coming out now. We've been here for so long, and was that a new
Actually,
chef, or is this the regular
I'd
chef?
like everyone to roll a history check.
Well, so
Yeah, no,
I was
thi-
gonna
this
ask
is the
a
regular chef.
question
Wait.
about this using my masonry because
Does-
I was gonna ask.
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
Does
Yeah, if
this
you'd
look
like.
like Marlowe's cup?
It looks similar to Marlowe's cup.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marlo has a red solo cup equivalent of this mug.
So
History,
what do you
right?
want me to use for my masonry check?
Oh,
Let's
dirty
call it
20. Or no, that's a
in-
8-3.
let's
That's
call it
a
charisma
15.
plus proficiency.
15 for me.
15, 5.
Okay.
You said
Okay.
history, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is just to see if you guys remember.
So it's gonna be in 19.
Gotcha. Did we get one?
But
I'm sorry,
I think I get
Essequa, what was
advantage on
yours?
the roll too. with
for the mason
my-
tools thing. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
And we
fairly
got
sure that that's
a
what
scroll,
happens.
scroll.
Also, a dirty 20 for me. It's
Got it.
beyond
I
20
thought-
is the reason that my dice don't roll.
Yeah, the two of you, let's for the 19 and the 20 are enough for you to remember. That's the chef's personal mug.
Oh, then we're definitely not stealing that.
It looks like it's possible he just walked in, saw you were having a bad time of it, and was like, you know what, take my coffee.
Aw.
Oh,
Hey,
So nice.
Essicle,
nice.
you doing all right?
Just good sleep. Good, that sleep where you sleep so hard you wake up and you're still sleepy.
Yes, I know that very well. Yeah. I just wanted to
be-
check. You were
No.
very adamant about sleeping in your own bed last night, and
Yeah, because I don't want to forget what a mattress feels like.
oh, all right.
Do we need to top off, get some more coffee for the ship?
Oh.
No, I sleep fine on the ship. I just, having not been on my own bed for a while, the mattress was nice and I didn't want to leave. That's all.
No, that makes sense. But also, would you like some coffee for the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, this coffee smells really good. So yeah.
I mean, I can't guarantee that what we're going to be able to make on the ship is going to be nearly as good as this, but
We should probably make arrangements to speak with the headmaster. I noticed the fare is a bit lighter. I have a feeling that he may have set some things in motion, perhaps.
that would make sense.
I
Do we
peer up
wanna
there.
do that?
Does he appear to be like finishing up, or is he just in the midst of his breakfast?
The headmaster?
Yeah.
He is currently in the midst of his breakfast. Although, as you look up for him, you do see Benjamin Whitaker start to approach your table.
Whoop, incoming.
So, I spent some time looking through the book yesterday.
Mm.
Do we want to talk about this here? Do we want to talk about this?
Let's go.
We should always talk about
elsewhere.
it in a more secure location.
Unless you guys have some sort of way to prevent eavesdropping.
Charles!
Or,
Charles!
or, I mean,
Did we,
why don't we just take a walk?
Charles. You just made me go to the SNL Bjork and Charles Barkley.
Charles.
Charles is.
Charles!
I will be,
Charles!
to be clear,
Charles.
Charles, Frog in a Wizard Hat, and two of Charles's friends,
They're not
Wilhelm
here.
and Thalric, are conspicuously not present at breakfast.
I have the map zoomed, sorry.
Gotcha.
Well, Charles went off
with Fro.
with
Potentially,
Fro.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think as long as we're all done with breakfast, I'll shepherd us all to the room with the big
Right.
things.
The
that
swirly
we can-
room.
The big,
The swirly
the-
room, yeah.
the womb room.
The
room room.
The boom boom room.
The room that makes Fairlos happy in a very weird way, just because it's got a big ball of static electricity.
Room, room. Let's go back
It's
to
the
the
anomaly
room.
Sorry.
Alrighty.
God, I love you
And
people.
everyone except for. Let's get your character on here. All right.
And also, Sim, if you want to check chat when you get a second.
Oh. Yes, we're cut this. Okay, cool. We're coming up on the end.
Yeah.
So, I have been looking through this book. It is very flowery,
Mm.
Oh, fun.
but looking enough, I've noticed two things. First of all, there is a magical encryption on this book. A
Mhm.
lot of the flowery stuff is not actually what it says.
Ah, you must look among the flowers, if you will.
Yeah, it's a weird sort of thing here, but I think I've broken parts of it. And you guys have mentioned to me various prophecies that you've been reported found on your various objects and such.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be taken straightforwardly. They're paradoxical prophecies. They are supposed to imbue the prophesied individual with the term used in the book is character development. They start one way and they end a different way, and the poem is supposed to represent that trip.
Mm.
That's very narrative.
Yeah, it was just learn about a sort of narrative journey, if you will.
So, like, Furlos, yours was the patient storm, a thunderous, glorious horn, heart-holding hidden hope. So the idea is that you start as this stubborn individual and eventually find hope.
Okay.
And by accomplishing these levels of character development, you will unlock your book's full potential. There's a lot more to discover here, but I think I'm close to cracking it.
And once the book's full potential is unlocked, what actually happens?
Then the dreamer will be able to awaken without destroying the world.
That's
And then what happens?
I don't know. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Oh,
Okay.
good stopping point. Ooh, that's really good. I have concerns.
All right. So let's I'm gonna make sure and credit everybody again. Cartography by Shane Peku, cartography by Shane Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, character tokens by Greek46, custom tokens by Shane Peku Tokens, overlay art by Packstream, custom world map by frecklesketches, logo by Luke McCay, and we got some character art by Luke McCay too. I'd like to thank our moderators Billith and Strike Red Kite, and I do have a game on Start Playing that, unless somebody has signed up for it in the last 2 to 3 hours, should still have an open slot. You can get that in the link to that in the chat with
Boom.
!sim game. Okay, it's being typed right now. Katie, what do you got going on?
Hey everybody, you can find me, Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie, on all the socials at Goblin Katie, and on as Jen has so beautifully coined it, at Bisky on goblinkatie.com. So yeah, make sure to follow the Players and Book on the socials as well, at Players and Book or at playersandbook.com. A big shout out again to our mods, Strike Red Kite and Billith. Make sure you use our code for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and that code again is Elswig Road. On the Elswig Road. And that's I think that's everything for me.
I'm good to go.
I'll be at GaryCon in 2 weeks.
I want to go
That's
to
it.
GaryCon.
And Jen?
Yeah, all my stuff is in chat. You can find
All right.
it there.
Then thank you very much, and let's call it there, and hope to see you the next week, and try not to die. Peace.
Bye.
Credit video. Go!